Thank you for joining and welcome to another Mechbay tutorial. Today I'd like to share with you guys some of the piping materials that I use in my diorama. I've been asked a lot by my followers, and so I decided to finally just put together this video so that you guys will be able to have an idea what to use in your diorama projects, because it's really hard, especially when you're just starting in this hobby, the materials that you're gonna use. And a lot of the times those that will be the part of the building process that sometimes you end up spending a lot of time figuring out what to use. And so hopefully these examples that I have here in front of you will be able to help you decide which one to use. And anyway, well, let's begin, and I'm just gonna go over this stuff and show you guys what I normally use. All right, so first, I have sometimes I use this material. This is a barbecue stick, and yeah, a lot of the times when you paint pipes, you basically just paint it, prime it with black, and then I like to mimic the metallic look of the pipe, so I usually go back and paint it with silver acrylic, or sometimes spray it with silver spray paint. So this is one is pretty useful, and it's easy to work with because you could bend it, you could cut it easily. So this is one materials that you could definitely use. The other ones that I use is this kind of like flexible straws. And what I like about the straws is this part right here, especially you get this kind of like bendy part, which is good for changing direction in your piping. The only negative about this kind of straws is that they're kind of they're not fragile, they're not gonna break on you, but they're kind of they call it, they're not really structurally stable. And so sometimes you get like a bending happening once you install this in your dial, and it's not really that good when that happens. And so sometimes what I do is I use this straw in conjunction with another materials, like for example, maybe I'll use a the barbecue stick and reinforce this straw so that it doesn't bend as much. I basically just put in tacky glue inside and just you know embed that part in there and leave it to dry for a while before using it. But yeah, I've used this material for my pipes. I've even used this for railing materials, which is good because again I really like that bendy part right there. Also, you could use this in conjunction with the other materials that I have here with the same size, so so that you could use this bending section or elbow. So what you do is you just put in two different pipes in there and bend this, and just glue those part, and you're gonna have that bendy part already. All right. And oh, by the way, this is what the packaging looks like for this. So it's just flexible straws. You could actually get these at the dollar store, and it comes with 250, and that's it's pretty much a lot, and you'll be able to use this for a long time. All right, and the next one that I've used recently is this one right here, and this one is a paper straw. And what I like about this is, unlike the flexible straw, this is more structurally stable, but at the same time you could still cut this pretty easily. You know, you could use a sharp scissors or X-Acto knife, and you could cut them. um, and yeah, I've used this for my piping, and they actually come in this kind of packaging. So if you're gonna buy these, this is what to look for. All right. And yeah, I really love this. You know, I only used this pretty recently, and I find it very um, friendly to use. And again, you know, you could just, you know, cut like part of these also if you want to have like damage like pipes. You could bend this also to simulate like a bending or a damaged pipe as well. So it's very versatile material. Now the next one that I also use is this one right here. I've actually painted this or primed this black already, so uh, it's yeah, that's why it's colored black. But this is what the natural original color looks like, the white. And this is popsicle sticks. And let me see if I can find the packaging here. Hold on. Alright, actually, okay, so it's actually right here. So you see this, you can find this at a lot of the hobby store, even I think Target and Walmart have this as well. And these are normally, you can find this at the baking, like the cake section of the store. And again, these are just popsicle sticks, and they come in different lengths. So if you want something longer, you can buy the longer one. And I think there's also one that's a little thicker than this one. So you know, if you want to play around with the different diameter of the pipes, you could definitely use a different combination of diameters to simulate you know, the different sizes in the pipes. And again, what I like about this is very stable. You're not gonna have any problems, you know, of bending over time and stuff like that. And painting them is pretty easy. You could actually just brush on the paint and it will stick in here. Unlike in the flexible straw, this is made of you know, kind of like plastic, and so you probably have to use a spray paint primer for this, for the paint to stick. Yeah, I don't think you won't be able to use an acrylic, water-based acrylic on this one straight up, because it's not gonna stick. Um, and then for this paper straw, actually what I do here is I usually coat this with you know, a glue first, like Mod Podge will be good, like a watered down Mod Podge. Just coat this, let it dry, and then paint over it, and it works perfect. But this one doesn't need all that stuff, and you could pretty much just paint on straight up. And you know, it's bendable, you can bend it, but the only thing about this is that it's not as um, what I mean is, like, when you bend this, it can break. So you'll probably have to use, if you want to do an elbow or change in direction in your piping using these, then you're probably gonna have to use in conjunction with this one right here. You know, just put it inside like this, for example. See, just glue it, and then use another one to put it on this direction right here, and then you can have that elbow. um, but it's pretty useful also. You could, I mean, you could definitely try different things, but you know, this is just one of the other ones that I use. And these two right here is probably one of my most commonly used pipes in my diorama that I've done. And These are actually the do-it-yourself straw or build a straw material, and they come in this kind of packaging. Of course, you could use any other build a straw or do DIY straw materials, but uh, this is the one that I have, and I buy this from dollar store or Dollar Tree. Um, eh, I think this is one of those things at the store where it's kind of like seasonal products. So I don't think, well, at least on the ones that I've been to, I don't see this all year round. I normally see this like once a year, or I mean, not once, but like for example, maybe during the summer. That's when I'll only see this at the store, something like that. But you're not gonna see this like all year round. Um, so I believe that this material is like a seasonal thing for the dollar store. So normally when I see this, I try to to stock up as much as I can. Maybe buy like 10 of these at a time. Again, these are just $1, so it's not bad investment. For your dio. Oh yeah, and the best thing about this DIY uh, straw is that it comes with the elbows and tees and stuff like that already, so you didn't have to come up with different material to use when you want to do change in direction in your piping. And that's what's good about this, so that's why I use this a lot. Now we're going towards the bigger size type piping that you can use for your diorama. This one right here is I already painted into like kind of like a silver paint already, spray paint on this one. And this one is I actually got this from the cake section or baking section of Hobby Lobby. And this is the one that they use for the cakes, like when they prop them up, so it's made of plastic. It's not quite PVC. I mean, it could be classified as PVC, but it's really it's not thick as PVC, but very stable. And I've used this in some of my diodes for bigger, pipes use. And then the other ones that you can also use is this one right here. I actually got this from Home Depot, and it's a pipes for like irrigation um, stuff. So, and this one comes out to about like less than $1. So, I mean, it's not that cheap if you're gonna buy a lot of these, but like if you're just gonna use one of these for your dio, 70 cents is not that bad. Again, this is a very sturdy material, so all you need to do is just prime this and paint silver or whatever color you want for these pipes. And then for some added details for your piping, you could also again use something like this. This one I got from Home Depot as well in the irrigation section, and you could kind of see it has some pretty good kind of like thread detail. And you could actually use this in conjunction with this if you want to extend this, or if you just want to use them like separately. Definitely will add different looks to your pipes and just interest. Right. And then the other ones that I use is I found I actually find this lying around in our house. I don't remember where this thing came from, but this is actually made out of a like paper, compressed paper, and I'm pretty sure this is probably a part of like either like some sort of packaging material, maybe that's in has all over this, and this is kind of like in the middle. But it's really hard. Again, it's made out of paper, and I actually spray painted it also to have that silvery look, and it's, you know, pretty good for, again, for pipes. And it's, you know, free basically, because I'm just recycling this material. So anytime that you can use something, or recycle something that you don't have to buy, it's always the best way to go. And then the other ones that haven't really used, but I'm planning to use because I've seen people use this before. This is actually the material at the middle of your paper towels. You know, it's kind of thin, very you know, flexible, and so this is actually pretty good for like I think like damaged pipe look, you know, or beaten up type piping. uh, Very, I think it's good for like accessories actually. So I'm probably gonna be, you know, using this, paint this, and make this thing kind of like beat up, you know, and kind of like have maybe Hulk punch this or something like that. You know, you could definitely use this for a lot of different uses. But again, you know, every time you use paper, you can't really use acrylic straight on this type of material. So what you do is, again, get a glue like Mod Podge, water it down a little bit, and then coat this and let it dry. And once it's dry, it will actually reinforce this to become a little bit more stiff, and then also to be able to have the paint adhere to that seal and not wet the paper inside. All right. And then last but then not the least, I just want to give you guys an idea that you can also go to your again, for at Home Depot, at the piping section, um, you know, to look at this kind of materials, which is basically elbow material for PVC pipes. And this one comes in different sizes, and it's very useful to use, you know, for like sewer type diorama, warehouse diorama, or anything that you could think of. And it's, you know, basically an accessories already, and you could just let it stand like this, and you know, you could have your wall right here, and you could already have pretend to have like some sort of like sewage, you know, coming from the wall to the, you know, to the ground. So, and this one is already painted. This one I basically just primed this black, and then just use my my sponge, and, you know, dabbed it with brown acrylic paint to simulate that kind of like rusted look. All right, well, that's all I have, and hopefully I was able to give you guys an idea in terms of materials for your diorama project for pipes. All right, well, see you guys next time on my next tutorial. Bye. Thank you.